Most pest control or any service company don't think that Facebook ads work. They boosted posts, they pay for leads that never answered their phone, they spent money that they couldn't tie back to actually getting jobs on the schedule. So what do? They shut it off and they said that Facebook ads just isn't for their service business. But, want to know the truth? Facebook ads absolutely work for pest control, lawn care companies, any service company, but only when you understand how to use them strategically. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly how we use Facebook ads, how to drive website traffic, phone calls, and jobs actually put on the schedule without burning through our budget. If you're running a pest control company or any other service business and you want more predictable demand, then this video is for you. Hey guys, my name is Jonas Olson. I'm the founder of Pest Badger. I've been in the service industry for 17 years, and over the past 5 years, we've scaled from 1 location to 17 locations across 5 states. I use this channel to share what's actually working for me, and I wish my mentors would have documented their journey, so I'm documenting mine for you, and hopefully this will help you guys grow your service company. As you guys know, I get to travel the country, and I speak to hundreds of operators, and I see the same thing, and almost every time we sit down to start going through their ads. They typically have no idea what type of lead they're actually buying or what lead they're supposed to use for their business. Facebook just doesn't hand you customers, but it gives you different types of intent, different strategies and awareness for every stage of your business. And once you understand the difference, everything else clicks. Facebook gives you a bunch of objectives. They give you engagement, they give you awareness, traffic, leads, sales, and app promotion. So I'm gonna give you the top 3 that we like to work with. The first one is website traffic. Basically, Facebook sends people to your website to learn more about your services. You guys have to remember that these are very low intent, and that's okay because their cost per click or leads are pretty inexpensive. You're talking about 20 to 30 cents. But just remember, you're typically not buying book jobs here. You're buying attention, you're getting all the data, and for future opportunity. So website traffic typically works best when you're going into a new market and you're trying to build brand awareness for your territory. You're kind of warming people up before they're even ready to buy. Again, you're just getting your name out there. But the biggest mistake that I see when people start running these objectives is people expect an immediate ROI from them for these traffic campaigns, and this is not the goal here. Website visitors feed your retargeting funnel, which is actually where you're going to start to make money later on. But just remember, if your website's super slow or it's confusing, it doesn't have a clear call to action or a lead form, and that doesn't convert, then it doesn't matter how much traffic you get. So make sure that, I talked about this in a different YouTube video, just make sure you have a high converting website that they can fill out the lead form to contact you. So that's the first one we like to talk about. Hold up, quick pause. If you're on a pest control company or fertilization weed control company, you're not in our Facebook group, you're choosing the harder path. Every operator that's in there is skipping years of mistakes because people are actually sharing what's working right now. So stop trying to brute force your way through growth alone. Search Pest Control Millionaires on Facebook or click the link below. And now let's get back to it. Next one we like to use is the click to call ads. Basically, someone goes into your ad, they click on the click now button or call now button, and automatically calls your office. These are obviously very high intent leads because no one's just gonna call your pest control company for fun. Nobody's gonna call your lawn care company to chat or to just find out pricing. That's typically what they're not calling for. They have a problem, they want it solved. With these leads, you're gonna pay a little bit more for them because it's more higher intent. You're talking $15 to $40, and I've actually seen them high as $100, but once they get that high, I'd recommend shutting them off. But they work really good for rodent infestations, wasp nest removals, you got termite concerns, basically any emergency pest situation. I've even seen them work really good for grub damage, and some people, when they have, army worms or really bad lawn disease outbreaks, these will work really, really good. So this isn't my favorite type of ad to run in the busy season because most companies just don't have enough people in their office, especially just starting out, to answer these calls. So if you're paying for these leads and you don't answer them, you try to come back the next day, it's just not going to work. So you have to answer these calls within seconds. You have to have a simple, confident sales script that I talked about in a whole separate YouTube video that came out a few weeks ago. But if you treat these calls like your life depends on it, and you answer it every single time, these will work very, very good for your service company. So the third type, and my favorite, is a lead form, where basically they have a lead form on Facebook that they fill out that captures their name, phone number, email, and then even their service interest. You can put in there some questions in there to create some friction, all without ever even leaving the platform, which obviously Facebook likes. I would say that these are a little bit lower intent than calls, but they're still very, very scalable and predictable, which I like. And you're going to pay anywhere from, again, $12 to $30, $40 for these leads as well. These are really, really good for, quarterly pest control or anything reoccurring. Mosquito is really good. Ongoing fertilization weed control programs. But like I said, any reoccurring service, these are really, really good for. But lead forms reward one thing above anything else, and that is speed to lead. If you call within the first 5 minutes, you'll win. But as you wait an hour or the next day, the lead is already dead. And trying to follow up these people is almost impossible. You got to remember that they're on their phone when they fill out the lead form. So the best time to call them is obviously when they're on their phone. So to highlight the big takeaways that we just talked about is you don't have to just pick one. Website traffic builds awareness and obviously creates your retarget audience. So when you're running ads later on, you can go to retargeting ad. You can pick the last 30, 60, 90 days, whatever you pick. And start retargeting all those people to drive them towards your new call to action to get them to sign up later on. A lot of times people have to see you up to 21, 22 times before they ever buy from you. So the more that you're in their face, whether it's everyday direct mail, whether it's postcards, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, the more they see you, you're retargeting them on Facebook, the better chance that they are going to buy from you. So next, let's talk about creative, how to set these Facebook ads up. But first, you guys have to know that Facebook ads are interruption marketing. People aren't actively searching for pest control or any other service company when they see your ad. They're scrolling through their feed, they're looking at vacation photos, memes, or whatever else they might be scrolling on Facebook for. But your ad has a job above anything else, and that's to get them to stop scrolling. If you don't grab their attention within the first 2 to 3 seconds, nothing else really even matters. Your offer doesn't matter. Your targeting doesn't matter. They're not jumping on Google saying pest control near me or putting in their problem that they're having. They're just aimlessly scrolling, basically wasting time, right? All right, so here are the creatives that we like to use. Obviously, videos, pictures, before and afters, they work really, really well. So with the video, you have your trucks, you have your technicians, you're out there doing the treatments. Basically, the movement is what stops people from scrolling, stops those storms from scrolling. So make sure you just get videos of your team spraying for mosquitoes. Maybe you have a technician taking down a wasp nest, putting down rodent bait boxes, anything like that. Before and after pictures work really good too. So if you have like ants in the kitchen, you see a trail of ants, and then versus a clean kitchen, you have a brown weed-filled lawn, and then also a thick green weed-free lawn on the other side. Before and after pictures work really, really good. Obviously, they have to be strong thumbnail-style images. Make sure that just simple, clear, one message on them. Don't make it too wordy. Make it short, simple, right? It should also look like content and not look like an ad, right? So make sure that you're just being very creative about this. It's not about being clear or cute or anything like that. It's just being interruptive and immediately get their attention and it being immediately relevant. All right, so now we have the single image. We have our video done. Now we're getting into more of the primary text, message template, and obviously your ad copy. And I'm gonna give you the exact framework that I use for everything that I do. And this is very, very critical. But just remember that this doesn't only work for just Facebook. This works for every other platform too. So you have, Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, everyday direct mailers, postcards, door hangers, whatever you guys are doing for marketing. The platform changes, but human psychology doesn't change. But here's the framework that I use for everything. So like I said, number 1 was the creative. It gets them to stop their attention. 2 is a local call out. This is where you just make it super personable. It could be like, hey, OKC homeowners, or hey, Glenwick County, or hey, specific neighborhood HOA homeowners. That way that they know, hey, I live here and I'm a homeowner. This ad must be for me. Just make sure it's local and you call that specific person out. Step number 3 is to put in their pain point, right? So name the problem that they already know they're experiencing. Remember, there's ants in the kitchen, mice in the garage, wasp nest by the back door, or weeds taking over the lawn. You guys are already servicing, guys probably already have customers in these neighborhoods or in these cities. So you already know what the issues are. Make sure when you're targeting these cities or neighborhoods that you're running the ad that the customers are already experienced with. So like I said, if one of your customers experience ants in the kitchen, or multiple customers are experiencing with weeds in their lawn, a specific weed at that time, make sure you're using that ad to target that specific neighborhood and city. Next is your solution. Explain how you're going to solve that for them. You don't have to be super technical. Don't be super long. Don't need your whole process. Just enough to establish confidence that you'll control their issue. Step number 5 in the framework is why the customer should care. Answer the real question is, why does it matter? Why does it matter now? Obviously, it's safety for their kids, for their pets. protecting their most valuable asset, which is their home, from damage, their shrubs, their bushes, their lawn, whatever that thing is. Make sure you give them a peace of mind. This is more emotional than it is technical, right? Really dig into why it matters for the customer. All right, so step 5.5 is one of my favorites, is make sure you're adding social proof to your ads, which is basically like a 5-star review. And to make it even better, if you can have a customer that's already in that neighborhood that is dealing with that specific pest. So if you had mice in the garage and you had someone give you a 5-star review that lived in that same neighborhood that's having mice in the garage and how you solved it for them, that's the best social proof that you can put in your ad that will create a lot of confidence for the other homeowners in other neighborhood or other neighbors in that neighborhood. Step number 6 is just a clear CTA, which is a call to action. So you're gonna have one ad, one call to action, which is very simple, which is call now, click the link below, whatever that thing is, whatever the call to action is. But make sure in your copy above, that when you write out the copy, 1, don't make the copy super long. 2, make sure you have a clear call to action in the copy above. So if you're writing out the copy, so the right, say, hey, click the button below, or click the button below to call now. Whatever that call to action is, make sure you have it in the copywriting as well. That way there's like no confusion and no multiple options, just one clear call to action that they have to do. Step number 7 in the framework is a PS or a PSS, and this probably matters more than what you think. This is where your special offer lives, where urgency is created, or risk is removed. So PS, book this week, and you get your first treatment for 50% off. Or PS, we only service your area until Friday. Or if you have a guarantee, you can put the guarantee in there as well. So if the weeds come back, we'll come back out there for free, anything like that. But people will typically read your headline, they'll see the creative, and they'll drop right down to the PS. So obviously having a PS or PSS is super important. Make sure you put that in there every single time. So just remember that there's no perfect ad. The biggest thing you guys have to do is test. And this is where I actually see most people go wrong. They put up one ad copy with one creative, and then they put it out there, they get it to run. It doesn't do very good, and they just shut it off. So you need to test different creatives, different hooks, different offers, different local calls, and obviously different call to actions. But use the same framework every single time, and then use multiple variations, because different markets respond differently, different seasons respond differently, different services respond differently. So just make sure you're constantly testing. And the way that Facebook algorithm works is obviously they want you to spend money on ads that are performing. So when you give it multiple variations, it automatically pushes the budget towards the one that's working. So it'll get engagement, it'll get clicks, it'll get conversions. Your job isn't to outsmart the algorithm. Your job is to give it options, let it optimize on its own. The algorithm picks the winner, and then you can shut the other ones off and put more money behind that one, and you really keep pushing that thing and start scaling your ads forward. Inside of our Pest Control Millionaires program, we actually break down all this in detail: how to build the creative that actually converts, how to write copy that stops you from scrolling, how to structure and test ads without wasting a ton of money, and how to scale winners across all digital and print platforms. If you guys want our exact frameworks, testing structures, and execution playbooks built specifically for pest control, fertilization, weed control, or any other service company, make sure to drop a comment below that says Facebook ads. Hopefully this video has helped you. Make sure to join our free Facebook group, and I'll see you guys in the next one.